Imagine having the ability to absorb information at lightning speed, to memorize entire textbooks without breaking a sweat, to learn complex skills in days instead of months. Would you believe me if I told you that this power already exists within your brain, waiting to be unlocked? In the next few minutes, I'm about to reveal classified learning techniques that intelligence agencies have kept under wraps for decades. These aren't theoretical concepts or unproven hacks. These are the exact methods used to transform ordinary people into information processing machines. And the most shocking part, you can start using these techniques tonight. Let's dive into the world of accelerated learning that elite intelligence operatives use daily. Method 1. Hypnopedia, the art of sleep learning. Think about it, you spend approximately 1/3 of your life asleep. What if those hours could be harnessed for learning? Intelligence agencies didn't just consider this possibility, they perfected it. The technique is called hypnopedia, and it works by targeting your brain's theta wave state, that twilight zone between wakefulness and sleep when your mind becomes extraordinarily receptive to new information. During this state, your critical barriers are lowered, and your brain absorbs information like a sponge. Here's how to implement this yourself. About 20 minutes before bed, play theta wave frequencies around 4 to 7 Hz that you can easily find on YouTube. While these waves play in the background, review the material you want to learn: vocabulary, words, mathematical equations, historical dates, whatever you're studying. The game changer is creating a trigger. Choose a simple action, like tapping your wrist 3 times. Perform this action while reviewing your material in the theta state. Later, when you need to recall this information during a test or presentation, repeat the trigger. Your brain will immediately slip back into that receptive state, unlocking the stored information. Intelligence trainees reported 300% better retention using this method compared to traditional studying. Imagine cutting your study time to 1/3 while tripling your results. Method 2. Environmental adaptation training. Elite agents aren't trained in pristine, silent environments. They're deliberately exposed to chaos during their learning sessions. Why? Because the real world isn't quiet, and information recall needs to work regardless of your surroundings. This technique, known as environmental adaptation training, trains your brain to maintain focus despite distractions. Start by studying in a quiet environment, then gradually introduce background noise, coffee shop ambience, street sounds, or even random alarm bells. The secret ingredient is progressive intensity. Begin with low-volume distractions, then increase the chaos every few sessions. Within weeks, your brain develops what intelligence trainers call selective perceptual filtering, the ability to hyperfocus on important information while filtering out everything else. Create your own chaos training by setting up ambient noise playlists. Start with gentle coffee shop sounds, then work your way up to environments with unpredictable noises like busy intersections or crowded malls. For maximum effect, set random alarms at varying intervals. Students who practiced this technique for just 2 weeks showed a 40% improvement in their ability to recall information in distracting environments. Imagine taking tests or giving presentations with unshakable focus, regardless of what's happening around you. Method 3. Sensory anchoring system. Your brain forms stronger memories when multiple senses are engaged. Intelligence agencies discovered that deliberately associating specific sensory experiences with learning materials creates instantaneous recall pathways. This technique is called the sensory anchoring system. Here's the process. Choose a unique scent, like cinnamon, peppermint, or vanilla. Expose yourself to this scent only while studying specific material. When you need to recall that information, simply reintroduce the scent, and your brain immediately retrieves the associated knowledge. But why stop at scents? You can expand this technique to include color anchoring, wear a specific colored item only when studying certain subjects. Sound anchoring, create unique background sounds for different topics. Tactile anchoring, hold a distinctive object in your hand during review sessions. Intelligence trainees who implemented multisensory anchoring showed an 80% improvement in recall speed. Imagine instantly accessing complex information simply by smelling a specific scent or seeing a particular color. Method 4. Spatial memory network. Your brain has an extraordinary ability to remember spatial information. We've all had the experience of walking into a room and suddenly remembering something we needed to do. This isn't coincidence, it's your spatial memory network at work. Intelligence agencies formalized this into a technique called the memory palace, but let's take it a step further. Transform your everyday environment into a knowledge repository by associating specific locations with key information. For example, your bedroom doorway becomes associated with the introductory concepts. Your bathroom mirror holds the key formulas or dates. Your kitchen table represents the core principles you need to remember. Your living room couch contains the advanced applications. Each time you pass these locations during your daily routine, your brain automatically refreshes the associated information without conscious effort. It's like placing invisible sticky notes throughout your environment that only your brain can see. Agents who used spatial memory networks reported a 70% reduction in forgetting critical information. Imagine your entire living space working as a constant, effortless review system for everything you need to remember. Method 5. Cognitive Interleaving Protocol. One of the most counterintuitive techniques used by intelligence agencies is the cognitive interleaving protocol. Instead of focusing intensely on a single subject for hours, they deliberately switch between unrelated topics every 10 to 15 minutes. This approach seems inefficient until you understand the neuroscience behind it. When you switch between topics, your brain forms neural connections between seemingly unrelated information, creating a web of knowledge rather than isolated islands. Implement this by setting up steady intervals. 10 minutes on mathematics. Switch immediately to 10 minutes of language learning. Jump to 10 minutes of historical facts. Back to mathematics. The key is the abrupt transition. Don't allow buffer time between subjects. The mental effort required to switch topics strengthens your brain's retrieval pathways and builds cognitive flexibility. Intelligence trainees who use cognitive interleaving mastered multiple skills simultaneously in 40% less time. Imagine learning several subjects at once while strengthening your overall memory capacity. The 6-week accelerated learning blueprint. Now, let's put it all together into a comprehensive system. Week 1. Establish your Hypnopedia routine with theta waves and trigger anchors. Week 2. Begin environmental adaptation training, starting with minimal distractions. Week 3. Implement your personalized sensory anchoring system. Week 4. Set up your spatial memory network throughout your living space. Week 5. Add cognitive interleaving to your daily study sessions. Week 6. Integrate all techniques into a personalized learning system. Follow this blueprint, and within 6 weeks, you'll experience a transformation in your learning abilities. The information that once took you months to master will now take weeks or even days. Students who followed similar protocols reported not just improved learning speed but enhanced creativity, problem-solving abilities, and mental endurance. Your brain becomes both stronger and more efficient, like an athlete who's discovered optimal training methods. The power is now yours. These aren't just techniques, they're a completely new paradigm for how learning works. Our traditional education system trains us to learn through brute force memorization and endless repetition. Intelligence agencies discovered decades ago that this approach is painfully inefficient. True accelerated learning doesn't require more effort, it requires working with your brain's natural capabilities rather than against them. These methods feel almost effortless because they align with how your brain actually wants to process and store information. If you found this information valuable, do 3 things right now. First, hit that like button to help others discover these techniques. Second, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss my next video, where I'll reveal advanced memory techniques used by intelligence specialists. And finally, leave a comment telling me which technique you're most excited to try first. Remember, your brain already has extraordinary capabilities. These techniques simply remove the limitations that have been holding you back. Welcome to learning on easy mode, the way it was always meant to be.